I used a Valley View twin-cylinder 40cc engine in the Edge because I really like these motors and they make lots of power. This certainly wasn't a perfect day for flying, but I wanted to get the Edge in the air. I didn't put the plates on the end of the wings for the Maiden flight because I wanted to see how it flew without them. This is the Maiden takeoff, and right here I could tell that the plane was pretty well in trim. It needed a little bit of aileron and just a touch of elevator trim, but otherwise it was flying great. I was also happy to see that there wasn't much of trim change needed between high and low throttle settings. On high rates at about half throttle, it still has a great roll rate. Here I was giving it quick jabs of aileron going back to center to see how fast the plane responded, and it's right on the money. It feels very locked in at whatever position I put it in. On a 45-degree upline inverted, I could see that the CG is just about perfect on this thing. I'm not going to make any changes in CG. Here I was slowing it down and constantly feeding in some up elevator to keep it level, and it never did fall off on either side. The nose just dropped and stayed in control. Early in all of my trim flights, I started shooting some approaches on the field to see how this plane lands in case I needed to get it down soon. And here, even on my high rates, the 3D Hobby Shop Edge 540 is a puppy on landing. And the wing stayed nice and stable as it slowed to come down to the runway. It's been a long time since I left wheel pants on any of my airplanes. As slow and stable as the Edge is on landing, I think the wheel pants are actually going to live a while on this thing. Another thing I like about the 3D Hobby Shop Edge 540 is the ground handling. Even though the grass is a little longer than it usually is in our field, it wasn't turning the plane or hindering it at all. I don't just drive my planes around much, but I do a ton of touch and go, so good ground handling makes that a little more fun. I don't like mixes for knife edge flight and was glad to see that the Edge doesn't need them. This is its first knife edge and needed very little elevator correction. Speaking of elevators, I decided to go up and backflip it into an elevator and see how steady it was. I had left this on the high rates, and that's probably me rocking the wings more than the plane rocking the wings. It is very stable and the rudder tells it to go where I want it to. I expect this will get better with the tip plates on it. We had hoped to get a lot more video of this flight, but my Solo Shot 3 decided it wasn't going to track the plane for some reason again. Also, I'm going to be adding the Spectrum AS3000 gyro to this plane, and we'll see how that works out too. I tried this takeoff with my full rates and found out that the rudder is really sensitive. Later I tried my other dual rates, and that made the rudder a lot easier to handle. So if you're looking for an everyday plane with lots of 3D capabilities, you need to look at the 3D Hobby Shop Edge 540. I really can't explain why this is my first 3D Hobby Shop plane, but you can count on it not being the last. Just because I'm in my 70s doesn't mean that I can't tear some holes in the sky now and then.